All right, I'm Laura Ingraham. This is the Ingraham Angle. Now, last week, Glenn Youngkin signed an executive order. You might have heard about it. He ended mask mandates in schools. But that did not stop the COVID crazies in some of the school districts in Virginia. They've begun suspending kids and teachers who refuse to play their game. We speak to two of them exclusively tonight. What was done to them and to their kids for this non-compliance? Up next. Last week, newly minted Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin issued sweeping orders to end COVID mandates, including those that force kids to mask in schools. Youngkin wanted to give parents the power to make these decisions, but Northern Virginia said no. School officials there are targeting kids who listen to their parents and go maskless if they want to. In Fairfax County, schools have been told to suspend students without masks. And in Loudoun County, unmasked kids were removed from classrooms and then confined, almost imprisoned, in the auditorium there. Joining me now is Megan Rafalski, Loudoun County parent of a fifth grader who's been kicked out of school until he masks up, and Karen Mineo, who is not just a parent, but a Loudoun County public school teacher. Now, for refusing to wear a mask, she says she was sent home and put on leave without pay. Megan, this is a mess. Now, your son's home from school. How is he reacting? I mean, I said it's child abuse. I'll say it again. It is child abuse. What's next for him, and how's he doing?
I'd say today was a really hard day. I'm not going to try and fluff it up anything more than what it was. It was, we were feeling really, really good, and he was very excited to go to school this morning. We met up with a group of friends and peers, and he was excited to walk into school without a mask on because he had that right. And we were met with resistance at the door, and he was asked multiple times in really an intimidating way, listen, you can put the mask on and go to class, or you can sit here and be bored the rest of the day. To which he pretty much hit a breaking point at around 11:30, and after being confined to his principal's office with the door closed, he had enough, and I can't blame him.
Well, they're trying to force him to submit against your view as a parent and his view as a student after the governor issued his executive order. I mean,
that's correct.
This is lunacy. And Karen, it's almost as bad for you. Like, we asked Loudoun County, by the way, if they were in fact separating unmasked students from the rest of the school, and they responded, our protocol for students that, I think they mean who, refused to follow the school division's mitigation protocol was to send them to a common area, such as the auditorium, where they could access the Schoology platform to continue their work. Karen, yeah, separate them, have them sit by themselves. Do teachers actually support this madness?
Absolutely not. Actually, my daughter was one of those that was secluded. She went to the academies of Loudoun today, and the assistant principal called her to the office and secluded her. We went and picked her up. We figured, what was the point? She was going to be allowed, though, Laura, to go have lunch with her friends unmasked, but then go back to her segregated isolation area to finish out the day with some adapted lesson for her. Teachers do not support this.
At least she got a lesson.
You were right, but you were sent home yourself, right, yes, as a teacher for not. So you can't teach. You're sent home because you followed Governor Youngkin's order.
Yeah.
How long is this going on for?
Well, I mean, it was a hashtag No Mask Monday. And again, it was in celebration of his executive orders, getting rid of the Virginia Department of Health's mandates where K-12 schools were to wear a mask. We didn't have to wear the mask anymore. That was gone as of today. So I went there expressing my freedoms. And yes, my principal, I did actually get to teach one class before the principal came in and said, mask up or you're out, leave without pay. By the way, Laura, I've never been brought into the principal's office before. So this was my first infraction.
Who's the principal?
John Corneli.
Is he otherwise a reasonable guy, or?
He's actually otherwise a very lovely individual. I love all the administrators at that school. And I'll be honest, Laura, it really sounded, because he is such a nice guy and you really sense that in his demeanor, it sounded like it came from up above. And I've actually talked to a couple of other teachers that were also asked to leave without pay. And it's funny, it's kind of the same language. So it sounds a little suspicious.
Yeah, it was very clear that they had a plan in place.
Yeah. I mean, they might be nice, but they're weak. And weak people in times like this, it's really tough because we all have to unite. And frankly, you have to resist unfair and abusive policies like this. And Megan, this comes from a place of politics, I guess, then, not science, because there was an exchange at the White House today about this. Watch.
Who does the president think knows best for students? School board members or parents?
Well, the president believes that public health officials have the best guidance on what we can all do to protect ourselves, including teachers, administrators, and students.
Megan, your response to that? Government knows best.
There's so much to say. I mean, yet she's still quoting the CDC, whose own head came out and said, basically, if you're not wearing an N95, you're trying to catch mosquitoes with a chain link fence. I mean, it's absurd that we're continuing to put these things on kids' masks. I mean, on kids' faces. The emotional toll that this has taken on children is absolutely despicable and deplorable. There is no science behind this at this point. I mean, I would like to believe that at one point there actually was, but it is so clear that this is all about power and money now. And it has been very clear. Myself and lots of other parents are working very hard to uncover why this continues. And it is becoming clearer by the moment, by the day, that this is all about funding. This is all about getting money, because our Loudoun County Public Schools wanted more money this year, even though their enrollment numbers are way down. And after this, they're going to continue to tank. And you know what? They can't get teachers in classrooms. They have people at the administrative building that have to come and fill in. And you know why? Because they're losing good teachers, because who wants to work in that environment? And I encourage any teacher like Karen, who is experiencing this hostile work environment, they're being bullied from within, go to HR. This is disgusting what they have done to the good teachers that are in our schools.
This isn't going to end until it ends in court, and the Virginia Supreme Court is going to have to settle this, or the U.S. Supreme Court. I mean, this has to stop. And all students and parents, I would hope, would have a stake in this. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't, you shouldn't have to. Ladies, thank you both for standing up for what's right. You both have an enormous amount of